two accounts. One mistake repeats for 30 years. And it's not picking the wrong fund. It's picking the wrong tax timing and letting that mistake compound quietly, like a leak behind your wall. Most people choose a 401k or a Roth IRA based on vibes during onboarding, then live with that choice for decades. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a decision tree that fits on a sticky note, and I'll show you why the employer match isn't a perk, it's a raise you only get if you claim it. Let's strip the marketing away. 401 and Roth IRA aren't accounts, they're tax contracts. That's it. A traditional 401k gives you the tax break now, and you pay taxes later when you withdraw. A Roth IRA usually makes you pay taxes now, and then withdrawals are tax-free later. So the real question is not which is better. It's, will your tax rate be higher later than it is today? Most people want a perfect prediction. You don't need one. You just need to avoid the worst bet. Here's the clean mental model. Imagine taxes are a slice. Traditional means you pay the slice at the end. Roth means you pay the slice at the beginning. If the slice gets bigger later, Roth becomes more valuable. If the slice gets smaller later, traditional becomes more valuable. And that slice changes for two reasons: your future income and future policy. You control one. You don't control the other. Now, quick reality check, because this is where people get tricked. Retirement isn't automatically low tax. You can still stack income, Social Security, investment income, maybe part-time work, different sources, still a bracket. Retirement isn't a tax vacation. It's just a different itinerary. Okay, now the match. This is the free raise. The 401k has one weapon the Roth IRA doesn't: the employer match. If your employer matches something like 50% up to 6%, that's not nice. That's a raise that only activates if you contribute. If you skip the match, you're not being conservative. You're refunding your paycheck back to the company. So the first rule is boring and powerful. Contribute enough to get 100% of the match. Always. But here's the catch most people miss. The match often goes in as pre-tax money. Even if your contribution is Roth, the match may still be taxed later. Translation: the match is still amazing, and it also means you may end up with multiple tax buckets, whether you planned it or not. That's good. Diversification isn't only about stocks, it's also about taxes. The match is like a buy one, get one deal, except the store is your employer, and the cashier only gives it to you if you ask. Next, limits and flexibility. This is where people accidentally trap themselves. A 401k usually lets you contribute more than an IRA. That's useful if you're trying to scale savings fast. But a Roth IRA has a different edge. Cleaner flexibility. In many cases, contributions, meaning what you put in, not the earnings, can be accessed more easily than a 401 with less friction. Picture 2 vaults. A 401 is a big vault with employer money, but it's more sealed and plan-driven. A Roth IRA is often a smaller vault, but with cleaner rules and more control. Now one landmine. The investment menu. 401com options are curated by your plan. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're a museum of overpriced funds. A Roth IRA at a good brokerage can be cheaper and cleaner. Fees matter because they compound too, just in the wrong direction. A small fee isn't small over 30 years. It's a long-term siphon. Fees are like a subscription you forgot you signed up for, except it bills your future self for 30 years. Alright, let's go real world. Which bucket are you in? If you're early career and your income is relatively low, Roth often makes sense. Paying taxes now at a lower rate can be cheap insurance. So the simple move is, get the match first. Then prioritize Roth IRA contributions if your budget allows. If you're in peak earning years, traditional 401 contributions can be powerful because the tax deduction is worth more when your bracket is higher. So the common move is, match first, then lean into traditional 401 and add Roth exposure if it still fits your bracket logic and eligibility. If you think taxes might rise later, or you just want insurance against uncertainty, Roth is the hedge. It buys you a future with more certainty. And if you're not sure, congratulations. You're normal. The goal is not to be right. The goal is to avoid being trapped. That means building tax diversification. Some pre-tax, some Roth. Because most retirement advice fails for one reason. It assumes your future is a spreadsheet. Your future is a story with plot twists. You want accounts that give you choices when the plot changes. Now, sticky note decision tree. 5 lines. 1. If there's a match, claim all of it. 2. If you're in a lower bracket now than you expect later, Lean Roth. 3. If you're in a high bracket now and saving aggressively, lean traditional 401c for the deduction. 4. If you're not sure, split, build tax diversification. 5. Check fees and plan quality. Don't blindly overfeed an expensive 401 menu beyond the match if a Roth IRA gives you cheaper, cleaner options. That's it. No mysticism. No one weird trick. Tax timing, match, limits, flexibility, fees. Here's the real win. Stop treating retirement accounts as where you invest. Start treating them as how the system taxes your life. Once you see the mechanism, the choice stops feeling like a personality test. If you want, in the next video, we'll map the 3-bucket retirement system, pre-tax, Roth, and taxable, and the withdrawal order that can reduce lifetime taxes without needing perfect predictions. If this helped, subscribe, and drop a comment with your age range and whether you're leaning Roth or traditional no numbers, just direction. I'll build a follow-up guide around the most common situations people are actually living through right now.